Hi, my name is Hiroaki Ura, and I'm the producer and director of Tiny Metal.
So, what is Tiny Metal?
Okay, Tiny Metal is a turn-based strategy game based on slightly modern military units with a touch of fantasy in it.
What amazes me is the game is made in Unreal. Talk a little about that process. I believe you won a grant for a developer fund, right?
Exactly. Now, we decided to make it in Unreal because our programmer loves Linux, and it's very easy to develop that, for games for Linux. However, it just branched out to all the new kind of stuff like the Switch and PC and PS4, and I think the Switch is one of the best platforms ever.
Now, will the Switch port be? Do you utilize the touchscreen on it at all?
No touchscreens for now.
Regular controls.
Yes, regular controls, good old ones.
So talk about the gameplay. I saw a lot of cool units on the show floor. I saw like missile units and machine gun units and a lot of different strategies like assault. Like it's a really tactical turn-based game.
Yes, it is. A lot of people do comment to us that it reminds me of a very old Nintendo classic, but we didn't want our game to be a clone. So we added our own features like focus fire, where multiple units fire on one single unit, and assault, where you can push people off a tile, and things that would stop from pinning each player down and bogging the whole game system down.
What are some of the challenges when making a very slow, methodical, turn-based game in 2017?
Well, yes, as you say, the tempo is slow, so we have to make quality of life improvements. So things like cutting out the battle scenes and making sure the movement speeds fasten up and all that stuff. But there are a lot of other stuff that we could make improvements on, and we plan to do many updates, many iterations as we can after launch.
Can you talk about some of the units in the game?
Sure. So some of the units, I can't talk about all of the units, but some of the cool units are the sniper. You can shoot 3 tiles away, and if you're that far, if you're not right next to your enemy, they can't fire back unless they're also indirect units. So that's kind of cool. Another infantry unit that I really enjoy is the Spec Ops. Basically, it's like a rifleman on steroids. It can walk faster, it can fight harder, and etc. There are other special units called hero units, which is basically the beefed up version of the vanilla units that you get to create out of your factories. These hero units you need to find from laboratories, or they might be hiding in a map. And when you find them, you can take them into your army, and you can use them as long as they're a comp tower. Now, a comp tower is something that you basically goes moshi moshi and call these guys down for reinforcements. And when they come and help you, you can only bring them down in the maps in the area of the map that you can see. And basically what these units are, again, they're beefed up. And another thing is that they may have different utilities. For example, the Scout, which looks like a Jeep, may have an extra pair of Stinger missile, which is like a surface-to-air missile, or it could be armed with an anti-armor shell.
I saw some pretty creative characters on all your art downstairs. Talk about like the characters that talk to you in the game and the campaign and stuff like that.
Okay, so there's the 3 protagonists. Nathan, which is the main protagonist, who's like your everyday Western country lieutenant who's gung-ho about saving his country and making peace. And then there's Wolfram. I got her inspiration from the war and the refugee crisis that we've experienced this year. And since Japan is so far from the war of the modern day, I thought reintroducing such character might bring light to these problems that we have in this world to the children of Japan. And then we have Tsukumo, which is basically a Japanese warlord, and you'll see what happens because everybody thinks he's an enemy, but yeah.
So you're releasing on PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch, I believe?
That's great.
Are you going to have crossplay?
Unfortunately, we only have one programmer and we do have very limited resources, so crossplay is a bit challenging, but one day maybe.
Maybe one
yeah.
day. So when does your game come out and what platforms will it be on again?
So PC, PS4, and Switch, and it will be out on the 21st of November.